Well, hello there. Hey, it's Susan Orhowski coming to you live this afternoon. I wanted to drop a note down here of why you might be gaining weight and having some inflammation. There's a couple of reasons why you might be doing that. And I've been doing a lot of research lately on women's health and perimenopause and menopause. As most of you may know, I am an early onset menopause survivor. I've been postmenopausal now for almost 11 years. It's been about 11 years that I've been postmenopausal. So I wanted to come to you today and just give you some tips and some information that might be beneficial to you as far as the weight gain and also the inflammation. So the number one thing in our lives today, especially as really busy moms and those of us who may be working full time, also having entrepreneurship in there, or the kids, if they're still little and you're still doing a lot of activities with them, there's this thing called chronic stress. I'm sure some of you can relate to that. Okay, a little bit of stress in the life, and that produces cortisol. Okay, which turns into fat on the body and stores around the midsection of you, which is called visceral fat. Okay, which is actually the worst kind of fat we can have, especially as women, but men too, but especially as women. Okay, it's the hardest one to get off as well. So reducing the stress in your life is really, really important. A couple of things that you might be able to do for that is to delegate. Okay, I always tell everyone delegate, delegate, delegate. Get some of the stuff off of your plate. Whatever you can take off of your plate and say the word no. N-O, no. Okay. So a second thing that might be happening to you is allergenic food. Okay. Now, for me, I have a really sensitive system. I'm allergic to about 72 different types of everything that's going on out there. None of it really affects me like on a daily basis any longer, except for that I just recently had a berry reaction. I was actually able to eat strawberries, blackberries, and raspberries, but not blueberries. But this last reaction that I had to blueberries, I actually had this mild reaction to the strawberries and also the raspberries. So we've kind of had to look at that and work things out. So I'm also gluten-free, dairy-free, and soy-free, and mostly sugar-free. I really tried to dial down all of the sugar as much as possible, because we know what sugar does to the body as well. It's just kind of an addiction that you go on there. Having a sedentary lifestyle, that means, sitting around a lot, not doing exercise. Now, here's the key to that, okay, is that you have to be really careful about what you're doing as far as exercise is concerned once you get to the postmenopausal and then to the menopausal state, okay? What I learned is that once you get there, you really do have to dial your exercise down. What I was doing before no longer works for me. I used to work out 5 to 6 days a week, really kind of hardcore. I've had to let all of that go and really dial it down and find what really works for my body. So you have to incorporate the weights because, we have bone density going on, especially when we have menopause, perimenopause, and menopause, we start to lose the bone. And so we have to protect that. Okay, so some weights do need to be added in there at least once or twice a week, or some really good walking will help with that as well. So imbalanced gut bacteria. Now, this is the one that I've been working on a lot, okay, the microbiome, which is so important for us women. Okay, we really do need to make sure that the gut is healthy. And if it's not healthy, man, it just affects like everything in your body. Okay. So if you don't know about your microbiome, I suggest you do some research on that. Okay. And check it out because it's just way too much information. Maybe I'll do a video on that one though, too, and go over the microbiome a little bit more. Toxins, man. Oh my gosh. Do we have toxins? We have toxins everywhere. Toxins are all over the place. We really do need to pay attention to what we're putting into our bodies. And not only that, but what we're breathing and what we're using in our households. And in our offices, take a look around you and see how many toxic chemicals you're being exposed to on a daily basis. And that really affects our bodies. It really affects our hormones. Okay, so if you could be as toxin-free as possible, let's start working on that as well. Sugar overload. Did I say sugar overload? Yep, sugar overload. Okay, Americans on average consume less than 20 grams of sugar per day. In 1990, okay, in the 1900s, in 1900s. Now we consume over 100 grams per day. Wow. Wow. Okay, sugar is cocaine. It's equivalent to cocaine. Seriously, it changes the hormones in the brain. It actually makes you want more. Okay, so you really have to be diligent about that, about cutting the sugar out. and really getting that out of your diet. Genetically modified foods, we already know about all of that. Okay, so organic is best. I know it can be expensive, so you really do have to shop and look at the organic produce and where it is and when it's on sale and when you can actually purchase it. Okay, so I know for me, I have a certain budget. Sometimes I have enough to do that. Sometimes I don't. So I'm not overly stringent about that, I guess. So, only organic. Although I would like to get to that point where I am only organic, but for the time being, it is within my budget. So I add a little bit more each time. I do a little bit more organic, a little bit more organic, a little bit more organic. So you can actually move towards that process. Okay. So all of these things are actually turning on what's called the fat burning genes. Okay. So or they're not turning them on. I'm sorry. Let me put that back to you. They're not turning on the fat burning journeys. Okay. So we're actually, building that fat. It's kind of all over the place. And so we really do have to work on building, looking at what things that are going to be doing the fat burning, process, I guess. And so keto has really been, it's really out there. It's really like the craze right now, the keto diets. And I can tell you, I've done keto. Okay. I did keto in 2012. And I did lose 68 pounds with it and 28 inches. I maintained for quite some time. And just in the last probably year and a half, I've gained about 20 pounds back. And it's been a real slow progress. So something's definitely shifted and changed in my body. And so, you have to take that into factor. Okay. As we age and as we get a little bit older and mature, then our bodies change and the way our bodies functions change. So I've had to really change my exercise. I've had to change what I'm eating and switch that up and a couple of other things. And I have seen some weight come off, which has been exciting because when you get to a certain age, it is really harder to get the weight off. Okay. So you have to really focus in on what is good for your body, and saying, like I said, no, some of the times is really all it takes doing there. I have started some programs with dancing. I don't know about you, but I love to dance. So I always look at it as, what is it that you love to do? Because if you hate your workout, okay, if you hate your exercise workout, you're not going to do it. All right. You're not. Or if you hate what you're eating, okay, you're not going to eat it. You're not going to stick with it. It has to be a lifestyle plan that's going to work. It's going to work for you and it's going to be long term. So it is a lifestyle change, not a diet. Okay. Diet means we die. All right. So I hate that word. And I can say that really strongly. I really do hate that word. So it's really a matter of really looking at, what we're doing as far as what we're putting into our bodies, sticking with that program, and using everything that nature has given to us. Okay. I am a proponent of the natural lifestyle. I use a lot of essential oils. I use the CBD oils. And I use a lot of, like I said, organic products as well. So I would love to work with you. I would love to chat with you to see where you are, how I can help you. I'm not trying to sell you a thing at all. I am just here to serve as a servant to those of you who need some support. I know as a woman that went through menopause, there was no support. There wasn't anyone to talk to about the issues. There wasn't anyone that was really an expert out there in the field. We do have some more women now that are coming more to the forefront for those of us who are going through perimenopause and menopause. But I can tell you, I've already been through the journey. Mine was really, really rough. It didn't have to be, and I didn't know that. So I really don't want that to happen to anybody else. So my passion is to help those of you who are now in perimenopause or menopause, or just actually having a hard time with life altogether, and helping you in any way possible that I can. So if you would like to connect with me, hey, you can find me at susanorhowski.com. Or you can just post a message on Facebook to me, and I will definitely get back to you. So I hope you're having an awesome On Purpose day today. See ya.